How many times can a man play with fire before he finally burns the building down? Welcome back to Wrestling Apocalypse, your ground zero for everything chaotic, controversial, and bone-shattering in the world of professional wrestling. Tonight, we are dissecting a moment that has sent shockwaves through the red brand and left the WWE universe divided. We've seen him flatten legends, we've seen him crush champions, and we've seen him turn Monday Night Raw into his own personal demolition derby. But Adam Pearce has finally reached his breaking point. We are talking about the official, high-stakes sanctioning of Big Bronson Reed. This isn't just a slap on the wrist or a fine pulled from a checkbook, this is a corporate declaration of war against a man who refuses to be governed. Grab your gear and get ready, because we are breaking down the rampage, the ruling, and the catastrophic fallout of the man they call Azilla. The air in the arena during the latest episode of Raw on Netflix felt different, heavier, like the static before a lightning strike. For months, Bronson Reed has been a ghost in the machinery of Adam Pearce's authority. Ever since that night he delivered six tsunamis to Seth Rollins, Reed has been operating on a level of calculated insanity. He isn't just looking for wins, he's looking for victims. He's looking to see how much the ring can bend before it breaks. And tonight, he pushed the general manager too far. The hook for this entire saga started during a chaotic main event segment. Pearce was already on edge. With the road to Elimination Chamber heating up and the roster becoming a powder keg of egos, the last thing he needed was a 330-pound wrecking ball ignoring the rules of engagement. Bronson Reed didn't just interfere in a match, he dismantled the very concept of a fair fight. He bypassed security, shoved officials aside, and unleashed a tsunami that didn't just hit the mat, it felt like it shook the arena's foundation. The scene backstage was even more intense. Our insiders at Wrestling Apocalypse tell us that the shouting matches in the production office could be heard all the way down the hall to the locker rooms. Adam Pearce, a man who has tried to be the measured leader, finally snapped. We saw the footage of him intercepting Reed in the hallway, not with a security team, but man-to-man. The tension was so thick you could have cut it with a folding chair. Pearce looked Reed in the eyes and told him the one thing a monster never wants to hear: you aren't just a wrestler anymore, Bronson. You're a liability. The sanctioning itself is unprecedented. Pearce didn't just suspend him, he sanctioned his behavior in a way that targets Reed's most precious asset, his momentum. We're talking about a multi-layered punishment. First, a massive financial penalty that hits the pockets of a man who claims to be money in the bank. Second, a mandatory review of conduct that effectively puts Reed on a zero-tolerance policy. One toe out of line, one tsunami after the bell, and he's gone, not for a week, not for a month, but indefinitely. But the third part? The third part is the real kicker. Pearce has removed Reed from the upcoming high-stakes opportunities until he proves he can be managed. Now, let's talk about the fan perspective, because the IWC is absolutely exploding over this. Half the fans are cheering Pearce, calling him the hero. Raw needs to keep the wild animals in their cages. They're tired of the chaos, tired of the interruptions, and they want to see the ring general era of discipline return. But the other half? They're calling it a corporate hit job. They see Bronson Reed as the ultimate rebel, the man who is too big, too strong, and too real for a suit like Pearce to handle. They see these sanctions as a way to stifle a man who was on a direct path to the World Heavyweight Championship. The energy during the announcement was cinematic. Imagine the spotlight on Pearce in the middle of the ring, his face a mask of exhaustion and resolve, while Reed's music, that ominous, earth-shaking theme, distorts through the speakers. Reed didn't even come to the ring. He appeared on the big screen, looming over the arena like a dark god, his arms crossed, that terrifying smirk playing on his lips. He didn't look like a man who felt sanctioned. He looked like a man who was just getting his second wind. Adam Reed's voice boomed through the PA system. You think you can put a leash on a tsunami? You think numbers on a piece of paper can stop the gravity of what I am? You didn't sanction me. You just told the world that you're afraid of me. This is where the drama hits an emotional peak. We have to look at the consequences of this move. If Bronson Reed is pushed into a corner, he doesn't hide, he explodes. We've seen it before with guys like Braun Strowman or Brock Lesnar. When you try to legislate a monster, you usually end up with more wreckage, not less. The stakes for the next few weeks of Raw are astronomical. Every match Bronson is in or even near is now a red alert situation. If he snaps, Pearce's career as GM could be on the line. If he stays quiet, the fans might lose the Azilla they fell in love with. And let's not forget the Vision faction. With Seth Rollins and Logan Paul navigating their own paths, where does a sanctioned Bronson Reed fit in? Does the group distance itself from a liability, or do they use his rage as a weapon against Pearce's authority? The backstage insights we're getting suggest that even Paul Heyman is keeping his distance, watching the situation with the eyes of a shark sensing blood in the water. The humor in all of this, if you can call it that, is the sheer absurdity of trying to fine a man who can flip an SUV. What is a $10,000 fine to a man who treats the ring like a personal trampoline? The fans are already making memes of Pearce trying to hand Reed a ticket while he's mid-air during a tsunami. It's that mix of big man comedy and big man terror that makes Bronson Reed the most fascinating character on the roster right now. But the emotional beat of this story is the frustration of the other superstars. We've seen the interviews. The guys like J. Yvonne Evans and Dragon Lee, the ones who are trying to make a name for themselves, are terrified that their big break is going to be ended prematurely by a 300-pound splash they didn't ask for. They want the sanctions to stick. They want to feel safe in their workplace. It's a clash of ideologies, the corporate safety of Adam Pearce versus the survival of the fittest of Bronson Reed. As we look toward the next premium live event, the shadow of Bronson Reed looms large. Will he respect the sanctions? Will he play the good soldier to get back into the title hunt? Or will he find a loophole, a way to cause destruction without technically breaking the new rules? Knowing the history of Ozilla, my money is on the latter. He isn't a man who follows blueprints, he's the man who burns them. This saga is far from over, and you can bet that Wrestling Apocalypse will be here for every shattered table and every emergency meeting. The tension between Pearce and Reed is a powder keg, and the fuse has just been lit. The question isn't if it's going to blow, it's who is going to be left standing in the ruins when the smoke clears. What do you think of Adam Pearce's decision? Did he do the right thing by sanctioning Bronson Reed, or did he just make a dangerous man even more volatile? Is Pearce becoming the dictator he always said he wouldn't be, or is he just a man doing a thankless job in a den of lions? Sound off in the comments below. We want to hear your theories on how Reed is going to retaliate. Are we looking at a strike situation, or a full-scale invasion of the production truck? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the crumbling order of Monday Night Raw, do us a massive favor and smash that like button. It helps the apocalypse grow and keeps the truth coming to your screen. Subscribe to Wrestling Apocalypse and hit that notification bell so you never miss a breaking report. We are tracking every move Adam Pearce makes and every tsunami Bronson Reed delivers. Would you like me to do a full tale of the tape comparing the most fine superstars in WWE history to see where Bronson Reed ranks? Let us know. Until next time, keep your head on a swivel and your eyes on the screen. The apocalypse is here, and it weighs 330 pounds. Stay loud, stay wild, and we'll see you in the next one.